Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will cover lecture number 18, which consists of finding the deflection and slope of beam by virtual work method. Virtual work energy theorem, virtual work principle. It says that external virtual work should be equal to internal virtual work. For the deformable bodies, virtual work can be formulated in two alternative ways. Virtual work can be determined by multiplying real force by virtual imaginary displacement or vice versa. How? Like this. Or virtual work is obtained as a product of the virtual forces and real displacement. Mathematical form is P dash into delta. P dash is virtual is equal to summation of, if we have many tiny parts, so it will be summation from part I is equal to 1 to n pi bar into delta I, where delta I displacement, real displacement for a small part, and pi is virtual force for that small part, where p bar virtual force applied external, delta real displacement of a point in the direction of p bar, p dash, pi dash pi bar is equal to virtual internal forces in equilibrium with the virtual external force. So it is internal when external force applied. It can be pi1 bar, pi2 bar, depending upon the structure member. Delta I, real internal displacement of a body. Summation stand over all the members. This method is not limited to the solution of elastic problem. Here we are discussing this elastic problem, but it can also be applied to plastic formation and also for rigid bodies. So first of all, to apply this, we will consider an axially loaded bar. Axially loaded bars or linear elastic bars of length L and of constant cross section area A, subject to real axial force P. So this is the bar rectangular cross section and P force is applied. The real deformation delta is given. Delta, that will be obviously delta is equal to the L into epsilon, where epsilon is strain, because this is the definition of normal strain. Epsilon is equal to delta over L. So from here, instead of strain, by Hooke's law we can put stress over E. So delta will be, and stress is equal to P over A. So we can put the value here. Delta will be equal to LP over AE. Substitute the value in equation 1. This was equation 1. When you put the value here, P bar into delta is equal to summation I from 1 to n is Pi bar into delta I. So P bar into delta is equal to summation from I to n Pi bar into Pi for first part, it will be P1 L1 or A1 E1. So generally we say Pi into Li or Ai into Ai, where Pi is external force in a member due to virtual force P bar, axial force in a member due to virtual force, and Pi without bar is force on the same member due to real load. Here we need two free body diagrams for Pi and Pi bar. So one for the real one and another for the virtual one. Beams. If the deflection of a point on an elastic beam is wanted by the virtual work method, a virtual force P bar must be applied first in the direction in which the deflection is required. So if at a point we need the deflection, we will apply this fictitious or virtual force P bar there. Here we cannot find deflection for whole beam, so this method is not for whole beam, but it is for a point. Hence for whole beam, Michaelis method is suitable. This virtual force will set up internal bending moment at various sections of beam design designated at M bar. So due to this virtual force P bar, there might be internal bending moments virtually, that will be called as m bar. As the real forces are applied to the beam, the bending moment m rotate the plane section of the beam m over a into dx in radians. So real forces applied, bending moment rotate the plane, and that is the relation between these two. As the virtual work done on an element of a beam by the virtual moment m bar is virtual work done on element is equal to m bar into m over ei into d theta. Actually, this m bar is virtually moment due to fictitious force applied, and this is the theta, and m theta is theta, and theta value of theta is m over ei into dx. So if real force applied, bending moment m rotate the plane by this in radians, so that is the angle. That's why we are multiplying the one thing that is virtual with the other thing that is real. So integrating this over the length of beam gives the internal work on the elements. Internal visual work on the whole beam, we will integrate it from 0 to L from entire length. External work is equal to internal work. So for external work, P bar into Y is equal to 0 to L m bar into m over EA into dx. This is equation number 2. M bar obtained from virtual work free body diagram, and m is obtained from real work free body diagram. First apply P bar where Y is required. So that is first point. When we need to find slope, theta replace Y by theta. So here replace Y with theta. An analogous expression can be used to find the angular rotation theta of a particular section in a beam. For this case, instead of applying a virtual force, a virtual couple is applied. So for theta, if theta is to determine, instead of force, we will apply now m bar, that is the virtual couple, virtual moment. At the section being investigated, the external work by the virtual couple is obtained by multiplying it by the real rotation of the beam at this couple. So m bar, that is virtual, into theta, that is real, into 0 to L m bar into m over EA into dx, that is equation 3. So remember, the difference between here and here is, in this section we have applied virtual force P bar, and due to that force there was also a rotation, and that has been covered here. But in this part, in this part, we have applied virtual moment, and we have determined theta. That's why we have applied virtual moment. So that can be found from here. So from here, what will be value? From here, what will be, because when we solve it, virtual will be cancelled out. So remaining thing is y, that is real deflection, and that was the deflection of beam that is to be determined. Here theta is to be determined. That's why we have applied this. M again will be cancelled out, but we will not cancel without taking the integral. After taking the integral, taking the common, then we will cancel out m bar, and remaining is theta, and that is required one if slope is to be required. So m bar virtual, m real. Since both m bar and m usually vary along the length of the beam, both must be expressed by appropriate functions, means in terms of x. So if this is the case, simply supported beam carrying UDL W or length, having length L, and we have to determine, let's suppose at point, at this midpoint P, we have to determine the deflection is needed at L by 2. So that is the case. So first of all, what we will do, we will draw the diagram, we will find the reactions, and for this reactions are very easily find, that are WL over 2. Then we will draw real free body diagram. Take this section, taking the section 1 1 and drawing the real free body diagram. Why are we taking only one section? Because loading is continuous over. If there was loading discontinuity is there, then we should split the case into from 0 to L by 2 and then L by 2 to L. but here whole length is considered, taking one section 1 1. So real free body diagram, this is the direction known now, and here we have taken this section. This is moment applied m. This is internal moment. Remember, as we have done where we have taken this section, we should replace this effect of this part here by shear force V and M, and these both are internal. So V and M is internal bending moment. So if you write the equation, summation of all moment at this section mm should be 0. So m is positive, another this is negative, and weight is again wx by 2, that is positive, because this section is weight of this section is wx and is acting midway. So from here to here it is x by 2. So wx into x by 2 will become wx square by 2, that is written here. So overall relation will be m is equal to wlx by 2 minus wx square by 2, and this is for real bending moment. Since deflection is needed at midpoint, so we will apply a virtual load at midpoint x by 2. So we have applied here. Now if this is applied, again find the reactions, and for this reactions are with prime. Ra and Rb prime will be same due to symmetry, and it will be equal to p bar by 2. Again take one section here 1 1 and other section 2 2 here. For first section, this section, this is considered, and here p by 2 due to Ra prime, this distance x, V is applied. Now V bar by, because it is virtual free body diagram, this force P was not actually present here, but it is virtual. And why we have applied? Because in this method we have to apply the force, fictitious force, virtual load at the point where deflection is needed, and here deflection is needed, that's why we have applied here. And due to this, P bar Ra prime is P bar by 2, so that is written here. So V bar M bar, so again applying same this equation, but for this section, summation of all moment at one moment should be 0, condition of equilibrium. So m bar is equal to p bar x by 2, and it is valid from 0 to half of the length where load is applied. So to cover the beam, we should consider another section, and that is considered here, section 2 2. For section 2 2, here from here to here it is x, and this is L by 2. So again taking the summation of moment at this m at section 2 2 should be 0. Here m bar plus p bar into x minus L by 2, p bar into, this is the momentum, that is x minus L by 2 minus p bar, or into this length, or that is x now. So m bar is equal to p bar into L minus x by 2, and this is valid from half of the length to full length, and that is shown here, x range of x for this section 2 2. So by method of virtual work, external virtual work should be equal to internal virtual work. External is p bar into y, so p bar into y will remain at the left side, but on right side we have to write m bar, and m bar we have determined, this is m bar, but this is for first section, means from 0 to L by 2, and m bar but from L by 2 to L. So we will split this case, limit of this 0 to L by 2, into two cases, because we have to cover full beam, and it cannot be covered as a whole because we have taken two sections. So for first section this is equation, for second section this is equation. So 0 to L by 2, instead of m bar this is written, and what is the value of m, that is real. Now m real was this is same for the entire beam, so write the value of that into m bar, that is for section 2, into this is for real, or ei. So ei is constant, can be taken out of the integral, that is taken. Same p bar is constant, that is not varying with respect to x p bar, that is fictitious, so taking it out. So when we have taken it out, it is cancelled out. So that is the point I was saying previously, that applied virtual loads or moment will be cancelled out, and remaining is the real deflection. So that was our objective to determine. So y is remaining here. Anyhow, things are taken out of the integral that are constant. P bar is taking the integral from 0 to L by 2, from L by 2 L. Simplifying, you will have deflection, that is 5 over 384 into WL 4 over EI. So that is the deflection. Similarly, if you have to find the slope, let's suppose at midpoint, let's suppose, then what will be the difference? Here, instead of P bar, you have to apply M bar, moment, fictitious moment, virtual moment. So due to that, you have to find the reactions and all other things. Fine. So that will be the way how to proceed. So in the last, very small and important, just few formulas that are about strain energy. When loads are applied on a body, they will deform the body. Provided no energy is lost in the form of heat, then all external work done by the load will be converted into internal work called strain energy. So if body is load is applied, body is deformed, and no energy is dissipated in the form of heat, so obviously the change that has occurred, that is strain energy, equal to external work into the all external work done by load will be the strain energy. This energy is stored in the body and is caused by the action of either normal or shear stress. So strain energy caused by normal stress, if that is the Q taken, only one stress, sigma z is acted here, dimension given dx, dy, dz. So it should be dz and this will be dy. Anyhow, so potential of force along z-axis will be sigma z into dA. Instead of dA, what will be the area of dA, that is this, and this will be dx into dy, this where the sigma z is acted. This is dy, remember this is dy and this is dz. It is wrongly written here. So after simplifying this, applying the definition of strain, so when we apply force into this, because this force changes from 0 to dfz, so we will take average force, that's why we are taking average here, multiplying this. So after simplification, applying the law, strain energy, internal strain energy is equal to entire over volume sigma square rho 2 into dv. Similarly, strain energy caused by shear stress, so again taking the force but in terms of shear, tau dx dy. Actually, stress into area is force, that is, and displacement is this one, linear gamma into dz, where gamma is shear strain. So applying the again same thing, from vary from 0 to this value, so taking the average, applying the formula. So ui will in the last will give you the value of summation integral over volume of tau square over 2g into dv. Elastic strain energy for axial load, sigma is f over a ui sigma x square over 2e into dv or v. So in the last it will be this will be, by simplification, this will the result, and if a is constant, f is constant, u is equal to f square l over 2 ae. That we have done. Strain energy for bending moment, so that is important. From bending equation we have sigma over y is equal to m over I, so sigma will be my over I. Since we know this value from here, strain energy caused by normal stress, so if we put the value of sigma in this equation and put instead of dv dA dx, when you put here the overall and after simplification overall result will be strain energy due to bending moment is equal to integral from 0 to L into m square over 2 ei into dx. So these formula are important, so remember this. And we have covered here this topic in mm1 also, so this can be used. Thank you very much. This is all from inside. Thank you.